Give people a moment to settle in and we'll get started. And this meeting is being recorded. I hope you all are having a fabulous Friday. I don't know what the weather's like in various parts of the state, but it's beautiful here in Boise. Okay, Dan, are you ready to get going? Should I get started?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody to the March Ecosystem Webinars event. This is a webinar series that we offer once a month now for ecosystem partners to come together and learn collectively. We are going to take a pause on these in April since we'll be having our spring convening, which is the topic of today's webinar, and then we'll pick these up again in May. And as always, if you have ideas for webinar topics or if you'd like to present a webinar, just pop that in the chat and we'll make note of it. We'll have a couple people monitoring the chat today. Always feel free to unmute and ask questions as well. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Daniel. He is our Southwest Idaho Ecosystem Hub Coordinator, and he will be leading the presentation today. So Dan, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you so much, Caitlin, and welcome everybody. We are so glad that you could take the time to be with us today. As Caitlin mentioned, the topic of today's webinar is we're just going to be doing a light preview of what you can expect coming up at our Spring 22 convening that we could not be more excited about. And so thank you all for being here, and I encourage you all to engage and let us know your thoughts and questions as they come up. The chat is a great place to do that, and we'll have more on that in a bit. Great. All right, so the first thing we have are our intended outcomes. Basically, what we're trying to do today is we're going to raise awareness and excitement. We're going to engage with each other, and we're going to provide an outline of events. The ecosystem, as we know, is a collaboration effort. It's a partnership effort, and we're all in this together. It's not one voice leading this, it's all of our voices together. So today is really just a chance to really build that excitement, build that hype as we move forward to our big convening. We couldn't be more excited for the convening coming up. But just so you know, today we're not going to be doing any deep dives into the ecosystem, rather just gathering your feedback as we prepare and launch for our spring events. Awesome. So some quick notes. I like to get this out of the way. I like to think of this webinar as an informal preview. I've learned with myself that it's important when dealing with technology to acknowledge that mistakes may happen, things may happen, and that's okay. That's probably something will go wonky today, and that's okay. I like to just put it out there ahead of time and relieve that pressure. Today's really more just about engaging with each other, posing questions back and forth, and really getting excited about what's to come. As mentioned, your engagement is encouraged. We want to hear from you. Please, 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 as things come up, utilize the chat. Throw questions in there, engage with each other back and forth throughout the chat. I really encourage that. I think that we've learned in this day and age, the chat is a useful tool. Just so you know, the flow of the webinar will proceed, but we do have the chat monitored, and there are plenty of ecosystem all-stars within this group that if you have questions, they have a sharp eye and people will be able to jump on and engage with each other. So yes, we please pay attention to the main show as we proceed forward, but just know that you're welcome and encouraged to engage and talk with each other as we proceed, and that any questions or feedback that you have will be captured. We're going to have a time later on in the webinar where we're going to have breakout groups that'll really allow for direct sharing back and forth with each other. Yeah, also we'll be pausing at times throughout the webinar for to ask any questions, clarifying questions. You're more than welcome to come off mute and ask your question at that time if you want, or you don't have to. It's okay. But we're going to create that space either way, and because we really want to hear from you. We really want your feedback, and we're excited about building this convening together. Mainly, what we would like to capture today and also the excitement is, what would you like to see from the ecosystem? Is there any topics that you're really curious about that we could engage further and develop out? All things are on the table at this time. Awesome. And moving along. Ooh, we're going to backtrack. All right. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here, and I want to provide a quick snapshot of why we're so excited about this upcoming webinar and preview. It's been 2 years since our last convening. That is crazy, and we are crazy excited to be back in person. A lot has happened in the ecosystem since those 2 years. One, I didn't have this position the last time you all met. That's how much we've grown, and that's how much we are moving forward. Also, there was a lot of time spent crafting a needs and assessment list at our last ecosystem. And then we had a global event that changed the outlook of everything and changed how not only education is done, but communication is done, socialization is done. And it really, really gave us a chance to step back, assess, and move forward. Because no matter what the future looks like, we know that it must incorporate STEM. We have, nobody thinks that STEM is a bad idea, and all of us on this call are excited about moving this mission forward and being part of this initiative to further STEM in our communities. The interesting question is, what's the best way to do that? How can we do that? What are ways we can most effectively move that mission forward? And in one word, I can say we've determined the answer is together. We have to do this together. We have to work together to move this mission forward, and that's in partnerships. And so that's why at the convening, we'll be looking at the power of partnerships and diving deeper into what that means for our ecosystem and how that can help to move our mission forward. Also, I want to just put it out there that if you're at this webinar and you're unfamiliar with what the ecosystem is or what our mission is, first of all, welcome. You're in the right place. And secondly, I encourage you to come to the convening. We'll be doing a little more of a deeper dive into the background of the ecosystem and how we got to this point at the convening, but you can always go to our website, which one of our great ecosystem ambassadors on this webinar will pop into the chat for me, and you'll learn more about our mission. If you're well familiar and you're excited for what the next chapter holds and you have ideas and you want to contribute, you're also in the right place. And we're really looking for your feedback as we build out our initiatives moving forward. Great. I would like to take this time to give a question to ponder, and I would like you all to think about this and put it in the chat as we move forward. But what I would like to ask is, what excites you about being part of the ecosystem? What excites you about being part of the ecosystem? And this is a great time. If you're one of those folks that is new to this initiative, you can pop it in and learn more about your other folks on the call. If you're someone that's on this call and you're bursting with ideas of what we should do moving forward, also a great time to engage with each other. Again, I encourage the open chat engagement as we move forward. Awesome. I'll also take a moment to pause to ask if there's any questions at this time, any thoughts that anybody would like to put out.
I've got a quick question.
Absolutely.
Can you hear me? Sorry. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I have an educator call in 15 minutes, so I'm jumping in with my questions. Unfortunately, I'm traveling during the event, so we'll miss it physically. Is there still an opportunity to leverage the gathering in some way afterwards, even though I won't be able to physically be present? Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. That's a great question. Yeah. So we're at the convening where we're going to be focused on our in-person gathering of ideas and initiatives and excitement moving forward. But then our entire deal is to push that forward, to move that out. And so, yes, we're going to be acting on all the excitement and all the ideas and initiative that come out of our convening in a variety of ways throughout our different hubs and through our backbone of the Action Center. And we encourage you to be part of that. There'll be a lot of information sharing. There'll be a lot of new opportunities that come out of this through different initiatives moving forward. I would also encourage too that your voice, even though if you can't be there, your voice certainly can be. And I would encourage you to reach out to make sure that any questions, ideas, concerns, excitement that you have is captured and moved forward. And a great place to do that is by reaching out directly to your region's coordinator. Hub coordinator, and you can find who would be the best hub coordinator for you in your region on our ecosystem website, and all of the contact information is there. But yes, please. Obviously, we're trying to drive engagement forward. We want as many folks there as possible, but we've learned in this day and age that you don't need to be physically present to have your voice heard. And so we encourage you, most of all, to make your voice heard and give us your ideas so we can move forward. Great. Thanks for that question. All right, we're going to move forward. And next, we're going to highlight a successful new program venture that the ecosystem has just undertaken just recently, and that we've seen rapid success and just been had amazing progress that we want to share a quick snapshot with you all, and also give you a chance to hear directly from those participants themselves. So without further ado, we are excited to introduce the Chief Science Officer Program. And the Chief Science Officers are students in grades 6 through 12 who serve as STEM ambassadors and liaison for STEM opportunities in the communities. And it's a program of the SciTech Institute out of Arizona, and also part of the National Ecosystem Movement. It's a fantastic program, and we could spend this whole webinar just speaking on the greatness of this program and the power of this program. But again, we're going to give you a quick snapshot, allow you to hear from some of the participants themselves, if technology allows, and also encourage you to come out to the convening where we'll be doing a much deeper dive. So the basic tenets of the Chief Science Officer Program is driven to, driven to create a global network of diverse STEM leaders, foster communication and collaboration amongst the CSOs, enrich STEM culture and career awareness, amplify student voice in STEM conversations in the community, and so much more. What really excites us about this program is that ability to amplify the student voice. I think as we've moved forward with our STEM initiatives and workforce development, we've realized that the missing seat at the table is we really want to hear from our learners. Our students deserve a seat at the table in what their future looks like and how they would like their learning initiatives driven forward. And the CSO program provides exactly that, and a variety of different leadership training opportunities and direct access to decision makers. And so we couldn't be more proud. This program is just launching in Idaho. I know you're excited to hear more about our exact demographics. We can't wait to share that with you at the upcoming convening, and also ways that you can get involved. But right now, we would like to take a moment. I would like to introduce, excuse me. I would like to introduce Stacy, who is one of our amazing CSO mentors, and she'll be able to provide a little snapshot of what the CSO program has looked like in her school and what's going on with that program. Great. And so, Stacy, are you with us and able to share?
I'm here. Hi.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Trying to get I keep talking and it's muted, so that's funny. Hi, thank you for having me. Ashley, thank you for the invite. As Dan said, it's a super new program. I'm at White Pine STEM Academy in Idaho Falls, Eastern Idaho. We just hosted, so I have 3 CSOs. It's a very small school. We do, next year we're starting 6, but it's 7 through 11 right now. We don't even have 12th graders. And my 3 CSOs are all junior high. There's 2 8th grade and a 7th grader. I did not nominate them. I was new to the campus, so I just had my principal and our resource coordinator kind of pick them who they thought would be good. And so far, so good. They are having fun with it. We just did a STEM day. So every Wednesday we have a short day. The last Wednesday of the month we have STEM day. And so, and what that entails is usually speakers and students are on like a rotation, right? They go and each group of teachers have an activity or something to build or engineer. But this last one was super exciting because they invited all the elementary schools that surround the charter to come in, all fifth graders, I believe it was. And so it's a lot of students. There's like 1,000 kids on our little baby campus, but I had the CSOs host the science department. So we were there to supervise the teachers, but the 3 kids did it all. It was a good success. We did elephant toothpaste. So, and each department did their own activity and the teachers mandated it. Again, we just had our CSOs speak about what a chemical reaction is, kind of go through the science of it, and then demonstrate it, and then had the kids, there was like 5 stations, and they got to mix all the ingredients to make the big foamy elephant toothpaste. Is a lot of fun. They got to wear their goggles and their lab, you know, they were the scientists of the day. So long day. It was 11 rotations of like 20 kids each time. So it was, the kiddos were definitely tired out. They earned their CSO status, so to speak. But we got lots of pictures, and I believe as far as like training goes, it was really good for them to speak, to introduce themselves as chief science officers, to you know, kind of highlight what science could be or what a chemistry class could be. It was a lot of fun. So in the future, I think when we do more activities like that, we'll probably have them maybe do 2 stations, so it's not so boggled down with so many kids. But again, we'll keep it going with our own students and see if they want to host something with our own their peers and not the younger kids. So yeah, it's been fun. I know we're doing right now, they're trying to get a drone league together for lunchtime. We're waiting for the weather to get a little bit warmer. They want to do challenge of the week, kind of posting on a bulletin board in the front office, and then give out like PBIS points for, you know, kiddos that respond, or the best 5 answers or something. So it's going. It's very new. So I kind of got tossed in. I'm like, all right, what do we do? But it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Thank you for your time. I'm done babbling. Does anyone have any questions about how we did any of that? It's really important to have a strong administration team, and we've got a great resource coordinator, and we've got INL up the street, we've got Melaleuca. There's tons of engineers around here, and we're so lucky to have the support for the community. So it's a great area to be in. I just very much recommend getting out there and getting those connections with the community, because parents, there's stuff everywhere in every town and every city. There's someone that is skilled, and there's many people that can share with the students STEM related careers and opportunities. That's it.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Stacy?
I have a question, Stacy. What would you say to other educators or administrators about the value of bringing the CSO program to your school as we go and talk to other schools and recruit more students and teachers to be part of the program?
That's a really good question. I think, again, the administrative team is really important. Everyone's got to buy in, right? They got to be part of it. It's a student voice. Like, it's really advocating for them in the community. It's getting them to be better at public speaking. Like for Veterans Day, we had some vets come in and speak, and to introduce them, one of our CSOs gets up and they get the practice of public speaking, using the microphone, getting through the stutters and the awkwardness of hearing their own voice, but really just being a voice for the students. Who do you guys want to hear from? Do you want to hear from astronauts? Do you want to hear from a chemical engineer? What are the kids interested in? So they're not, they're not bored. If you have to sit and listen to a speaker for an hour. So I know our CSOs were saying how they want, because in the past we've done the rotations. We start with the speaker and then they go to the next spot, and they wanted like shorter speakers or like more hands-on activities instead of just listening or watching a video or something. So it's really just the student's voice. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's their place to come to, to me, and I go to my superiors and say, okay, this is what, is this possible? Can we do something like this? Because this is what the kids want. So they are our go-to, because that's who, why we're here, right? for these students. So they get to finally be heard. Not all our ideas, it's theirs. It's nice.
Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Yes.
I will say this. I will say this. One of the students I've got to know, one of the CSOs, very shy, very introverted, is very much coming out of his shell. So I think for them too, it builds like a confidence. For sure, they feel special. They got, we have our little lunch meetings. I try and make it special. We have, we made badges for them. We got shirts ordered. It's the whole just feeling like they're part of, maybe they're not part of student council or athletics or something like that. So this is their chance to shine. So it's nice.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the energy, the time, and intention you put forward in helping this program move forward. One of the things we love is this program is a great highlight of exactly the power of partnerships. It cannot happen with just one entity moving it forward. It's a whole collaborative effort. From our educators to our administrators, to our families, to industry partners, to most importantly, our students and our learners. As we lift up their voices and really give them a seat at the table and hear where they would like to take their learning. And with that, couldn't be more excited to introduce one of our brilliant CSOs themselves. I would like to welcome CSO Paige to the webinar and encourage Paige to share a little bit more about their experience and give you all even a deeper snapshot of this program that really illustrates the power of partnerships. Welcome, CSO Paige.
Thank you. Hi, I'm CSO Paige Thorn from Idaho City High School, and I'm one of 4 CSO representatives at our school. We have the 2 middle schoolers and then the 2 high schoolers, and I'm one of the high school representatives. And like our introduction to the CSO program was kind of really super sudden. I was in music class, like my first period of the day, and my science teacher came in and was like, hey, we want to invite you and one of your friends into this program. You have a meeting in an hour. And it was really sudden and really fun. Like after the first meeting, I knew that it was something that I really wanted to do and something that I'd be passionate about doing. And we, with our overseer, Rebecca Lulu, we do meetings whenever we can on Fridays, usually once a week, but sometimes like one of us won't be here or like something like that. But we do meetings once a week, and we are currently planning a magnets demonstration night on April 21st. And so it's completely handled by the CSOs. Miss Lulu is kind of just there as like support for us and maybe coming up with a couple of ideas. But other than that, it's all up to the 4 of us. And so we have like a bunch of stuff planned to do with elementary kids. We're having it as like an open family kid night kind of thing where they can come and like do like hands-on activities with magnets and like take home like little like magnet like little swag bag kind of things. And we're all really excited about it. And it's awesome to be able to like hang out with people that are passionate about this as well, because high school isn't all about nerds. But we all have a lot of fun hanging out together, and it's a really cool program that I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, CSO Paige. And does anyone have any questions for Paige?
I'll jump in. I always have questions. Hi, Paige. Curious, like what made you want to join this program? Have you always been interested in science and math and you wanted to do this, or yeah, why did you join?
So at first I didn't really know what it was. So I went to that first Zoom meeting where it was like an introduction to the program and like saying what it was all about and everything like that. And after like halfway through that meeting, I was like, yeah, no, this is totally something that I want to do. I'm a huge nerd and I've always loved like hands-on science and like any like STEM stuff that our school did. And math is my favorite subject in school. So it was like a perfect opportunity for me to like hang out with other people that are also passionate about these kinds of topics.
That's so great to hear. Thanks for sharing.
I have a quick question for you, Paige. Hi. You have 4 CSOs. Do you feel like, and you don't have to answer this, you know what, do you feel like you guys all get along and can agree on everything when you're planning and you just make it work through? Do you wish there were less? Do you wish there were more?
I actually really like our little group. Like we all work really well together and we're all like we all communicate with each other really well, and it's like a super fun and like educational environment. Like everyone's super open to ideas, and like I didn't really know the 2 middle schoolers before starting this, but they're like really fun and they're really passionate about the topics too. So
Thank you. Good, good, good. All good things.
Thank you again, CSO Paige. And I want to give a highlight and a shout out that right in the beginning of our program, Paige jumped on a CSO international call with officers, mentors, advisors from across the globe right in the first week of the program, and really spoke up and shared out some of her learnings from a breakout group, and really took the initiative of amplifying her voice to heart right from the beginning. And so I just want to recognize that. And this again is an awesome program highlight that shows exactly where we are as an ecosystem, where we are shared this opportunity, realize it's a fantastic program for us to undertake, and then reach out to our communities to try and get it up off the ground as quickly as we can. There are a lot of voices and efforts that go into making this happen, but also it's a great example of where we would like to continue to grow and continue to build, is building out these networks of partnerships and enhancing more programs like this. And so if you're interested in learning more about the CSO program, or interested in starting a CSO program at your school, then I encourage you, again, come to the convening. You will learn more, and also reach out to one of your hub coordinators, and we would love to share more on this fantastic offering and program. Awesome. Well, now is an important time. We want to hear directly from you. We want to give you a chance to really engage with each other and share out with each other. So in a minute, we are going to be going into breakout groups. And in those breakout groups, I encourage you all to share, what would you like to see the ecosystem undertake? What initiatives, what programs, what ideas would you like to see put forward in the spirit of the power of partnerships? No ideas off limits. I encourage you to brainstorm and throw it out there. What questions do you have about the ecosystem? Again, we have a whole range of ecosystem supporters on this webinar. I encourage you learn more about each other. And then if time allows, we'll come back and share those ideas out with the main group. Okay, if you give me just a moment to orchestrate this, again, technology, and we're getting there. We will take about 10 minutes in our groups, 10 minutes to talk and share with each other, and then we'll come back to the main group and wrap up with an outline of what to expect at the convening and go over some logistics for that. All right.
That went by so fast, Dan. We were just chit-chatting away.
Great, great. That's the idea. That's the idea. And I was really glad to hear that there's a lot of ideas out there. And I would encourage, we're going to take this time to see what ideas were shared in the groups. And so is there a representative from group 1 that would like to summarize what their group discussed?
You might have to list who is in the group 1.
Oh, great.
Sorry, I was gonna say we are in group 1.
Oh, do you know like then we go?
Great.
I know Lisa took notes. I took a couple. Lisa, do you want to share out or?
Sure. So a few of the things under the what do you want to see, STEM internships, like in different areas of the state besides Boise. Boise's got big internships available to students. So there was a mention of making internships available elsewhere statewide. A crossover of other disciplines. Miss Stacy had mentioned that they had a history class that did a crossover with science and medieval weapons with a trebuchet at the College of Eastern Idaho. And so the crossover of STEM and how it relates to other disciplines would be a great method. Another one was more technology getting involved in distributing resources with equal access to different resources statewide. So the questions that we had was, how do we bring the ecosystem into the schools? We know we bring in speakers and hands-on activities, but there needs to be more of a network to do that. Another one is, how do you reach out into the community and make connections? How do you connect with other areas in the state for activities and resources? And then building bridges throughout the whole state by sharing of experiences so that you can learn from each other's triumphs and from each other's mistakes and not reinvent the wheel. Like Ashley has a whole program that she's put together that she's going to share out with all of us statewide once they have it figured out and finalized. And the last one was connecting with each other through some kind of network like a Facebook page, the website. And Miss Teresa was talking about IC-STEM area has something, and then we all came and joined you. So I don't know how that sentence was going to end. And that's it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. And I'm sure those questions are you're not the only ones to have those questions, and they're common, and we're actively working and putting solutions out towards those. In the interest of time, I'm just going to put out, would anybody like to share out one big takeaway they took away from their groups? We have time left for one share out from any individual in any group.
Well, I hate to hog the share out, but I'll do a quick, there was discussion about having something from the CSOs, the students. We know that they aren't going to be there this time, and we're looking at probably having them at the convening in October, but maybe we could do something where we play a little, even something from the webinar at lunchtime or something like that.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, I think we'll really, as we move forward, we'll really be looking for those opportunities to amplify that engagement, and we're going to present a lot of opportunities, because I think I have a feeling that this program is just going to continue to grow throughout all of the state. And you're going to learn a lot more about the CSOs, and we may even surprise you with the engagement and participation at the upcoming convening. But without further ado, it's time to go over the outline for the upcoming convening. We're holding off that juicy bit right till the end. Just a note, please note that this is a very approximate schedule of events, more like an outline of events of what to expect. Any feedback that you have is still welcome and encouraged. Great. So, all right. So, moving into, on the top, you can see a snapshot of different topics and ideas planned for Friday, April 29th, and then following up with Saturday, April 30th. We're going to be in the Diatley Center in Lewiston. There will be more details and communications being pushed out about your hubs on specific times and specific locations for everything. And as I mentioned, everything is tentative to change, except it will be in Lewiston and it will be in the Diatley Center. And stay tuned for further developments. But at this time, I would want to open it up to any questions that folks have. Also, there are a lot of people on this webinar with a lot of information about this, so this would be the time to share out any relevant information that participants may need.
I just want to say we are thrilled to be having folks come to North Idaho for this. And if you didn't see it in there already from Erica, the Diatley Center is fabulous. It's the Career Technical Education Center. It is a regional center. It is right next to, adjacent to Lewiston High School, which all of these were new in 2020. And also on the same campus is the LCSC Schweitzer building, just fabulous, gorgeous buildings that we're really excited to have you there, and lots of fun stuff to do in Lewiston. I think we even may have a chamber person on here if people had questions, but I know we're short on time. So looking forward to seeing anybody that can make it.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Susan. Any other questions? I did see Trish's question in the chat about opportunities on Friday morning. Friday morning will be an opportunity for informal networking. If you want to come help set up, that would also be great. There's also a STEM Expo nearby. That would be a great opportunity to go stop in and learn about. STEM is always happening. It's always around us wherever we go. But I want to just open it up one last time for any questions.
Is the U of I Expo open to the public? Susan, can you maybe talk about that for those people who will be in town early?
Okay. Yeah, I was just typing it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So what Dan referred to, the Expo, it is an amazing, it's the University of Idaho Engineering Expo. It is about 40 minutes from Lewiston, so you do want to plan that drive. And it is open at 9 a.m. until a little after noon. And of course, we start at 12:30. We will have a table there. Our region will, our hub. And it used to be, I don't know if it still claims this, but I know it used to be the largest expo west of Mississippi. Completely. It's fantastic. It's amazing. These students do their senior projects and they work with companies, and they bring in schools from all over the state. kids come and get excited about STEM, and pretty cool to see their projects. It's a big event.
Thank you so much for that, Susan. And thank you all for your time in coming, for lending your voice. We couldn't be more thrilled. Again, the ecosystem initiatives, this doesn't happen without all of us. There's one way we know that we achieve our mission, and again, that is together. So please join us Friday, April 29th, Saturday, April 30th in Lewiston for our event extravaganza, our spring convening. But if you cannot be there, that's okay. I encourage you, lend your ideas, lend your initiatives to it, and please share this opportunity out with at least 2 other people that might be interested. That would be great. That would help move our mission forward. And any further questions that you all have about the ideas for the ecosystem, about the ecosystem in general, I encourage you to reach out to your hub coordinator and get involved. We are openly recruiting in all hubs always. So reach out, get involved, and thank you for your dedication and your motivation in moving these initiatives forward. This doesn't happen without all of us. Thank you for your time, and that concludes our webinar. We'll leave this open for any questions or informal discussion that wants to happen for a few minutes, but yeah, thanks everybody.